Welcome back to Dash for Adventure. We're at the Pascagoula Lighthouse Park in Mississippi. I don't know if you're aware of my infatuation with pipes, but check this out. So that's a stage right there, and these culvert pipes are the seats. How ingenious. Now I love pipes even more. So this is the Pascagoula Bridge, Highway 90. This is just absolutely beautiful. Wouldn't that be an adventure? Camp out on that sailboat for about a week or two. Paula has decided she won't say swing like that in our yard. I'm leaning towards getting a dragonfly in our yard. It's a seesaw. It's not just a dragonfly, it's a seesaw. Oh no! While this is not the main reason for us being here, this is really interesting. So this is the legend of the Singing River. Evidently, there were two Indian tribes here long ago. The Pascagoula Indians and the Biloxi Indians. And the young tribal chief of the Pascagoula tribe fell in love with the daughter of the Biloxi tribe. And the Biloxi tribe was a fierce nature, and they didn't like this. So they proceeded to make war upon their neighbors, and the outcome was never in doubt. Facing enslavement or death, the Pascagoula tribe chose the latter, and they marched hand in hand while singing their death chant. The entire tribe, men, women, and children, marched into the Pascagoula River and drowned. And to this day, the river mourns their passing, and fishermen on the bayous claim to hear the water sing. That may be one of the reasons why this other event happened here. On a more positive note, you can bring your boat here and launch it into the Pascagoula River, the East Pascagoula River. So if you can see it in the sun setting, there's a shipyard over there. And that's the west bank of the East Pascagoula River. And back in 1973, there were two gentlemen that worked over at the shipyard. And when they were done with their shift, they went out to the banks, cast a line to go fishing. There's the Pascagoula Lighthouse Park sign. So back in 1973, Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker went out to the banks of the river to fish after their shift at the shipyard. And that's when they saw a UFO behind them on October 11th, 1973. The two immediately went to the Jackson County Sheriff's Department, and the Jackson County Sheriff's Department secretly made a recording, which was legal at the time, when the men were alone. And this confirmed that they were terrified and had no intentions of deception. They didn't talk about what they had planned if they had. They just talked about how scared they were that this event took place. They had been abducted, both of them. Charles Hickson was 42, Calvin Parker was 19, and they had no idea what they were in for. Paula found the lighthouse. It's right there, but why is it over there if we're in the Pascagoula Lighthouse Park? I guess this is the park, that's the lighthouse. Okay, anyway. So after Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker went to the Jackson County Sheriff's Department to tell them this amazing story of their abduction, news spread like wildfire, and eventually Hickson was on the Dick Cavett show. There were magazine interviews, television interviews, and their whole lives were turned upside down, and they spent the rest of our lives defending or talking about this event that happened to them. They were even taken to the local Air Force base where they did radiation checks on them, neurological checks, and they checked out fine. And one of the leading UFO experts at the time interviewed them and determined that what they had been through was a real event. It was fantastical, but real. UFO experts to this day still count it as one of the most important evidences to alien abduction in the history of recorded time. Because it was not one, but two people that were abducted. And their stories were very clear, very precise. And to this day, they're still making movies about it. Recently, it was on Netflix as Unexplained Files, Pascagoula 73. Maybe they made it up. Maybe it was the Singing River. And it happened right over there. That's private property. Part of the shipyard is still there. We can't go there, but there's actually a marker here. The marker's here at the Pascagoula Lighthouse Park. So what do you think? You think they made it up? You think they made up that story knowing it would change their lives and they would have a windfall of money for interviews and television appearances? It's possible. It could have been a real experience. Charles Hickson wrote a book about it that detailed everything. And they used that book for the basis for movies and series throughout his lifetime and beyond. Calvin Parker eventually wrote a book about his experience as well. They're both passed away now, but their history and stories remain. So what are your thoughts? Do you believe in UFOs? Do you believe in aliens? How about alien abductions? Think it could have happened? Let me know in the comments. This has definitely been one of our more interesting adventures. We will see you guys in the comments. We hope you enjoyed it.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.